Big Guy Fitness, day 32. We are into month 2 officially, and today's main topic is going to be sleep and recovery, something we hardly focus on. Most of us are so focused on uh, resistance training and weightlifting and all the things that come with that, how to do it, what lifts, what supplements to take to improve those workouts. We talk about the food and the fasting and the losing the fat and the cardio and the calories, the macros, the proteins, just all this stuff, right? We focus on so much stuff, but hardly do we have conversations about sleep, rest, and recovery. And man, that is probably, I'd say, at least 50% of it. I mean, the other things are, maybe you say a third between exercise, food intake, caloric intake, all that stuff, diet. Those two are 1/3 each, and then the rest is 1/3. But I'd say it's maybe 25% on the first two, and then 50% on the rest, because that's when you don't build muscle when you're lifting. You build muscle when your muscles are repairing from being worn out and torn. And the dieting, same thing. You're not losing weight because your caloric intake is so low. It's the fasting period after. It's all the resting and letting your body recover from eating. That's why we do 24-hour fast. You're giving your body the time to rest and repair and heal the gut and blah blah blah. So all of that, 90% of those systems, I'm just throwing out a percentage, that didn't make sense, but a high percentage is the rest and recovery for your body. So sleep being one of those things that most of us have a lot of trouble with, because we're going to sleep at the wrong time. Maybe we're eating too late before we go to sleep, so it's tough before you actually, the first 2 hours of sleep are kind of restless. We don't sleep in the right temperature. We have blankets that are too heavy or too warm, and then you're throwing blankets off in the middle of the night. Maybe you're sleeping with a significant other. A lot of people are doing divorce sleep, which is basically you sleep in separate rooms because they realize that, it's fun to sleep with someone and cuddle and stuff, but if you really want to get a restful sleep, somebody else is having an off night and they're kicking and screaming, hopefully not screaming. But yeah, there's so many aspects of this. And one of them is just the routine of when you go to sleep, that circadian rhythm. And I got into a really good rhythm probably 2 months ago, 3 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, and it lasted for a month. And then I kind of fell back into I'm a late night person, so I do a lot of music at night. And I just seem to be able to focus and get energy at night. So I'll be up till 2, 3 in the morning, won't get up till 10:30, 11 o'clock. And the thing that sucks about that is that I go on my first walk of the day, and by the time it's an hour walk, so now it's noon, I shower, I get ready to start doing stuff, get some work done, and it's 1 o'clock already. And then I start doing my workout, and I mean, all of a sudden half the day's gone. The sun's about to go down in 4 or 5 hours. It's I don't love that. I love the late night stuff, but I don't like the fact that my rhythm's off, and I feel it too. I feel sluggish. But 3 months ago or so, when I got into that early morning thing, I started getting up at 10 o'clock, then 9 o'clock. Then I was up at 8 or 8:30 at times for weeks. And I was getting up, I'd do my first walk. Walk would be done by 9:30. Shower, get some stuff done, do my workout, get my whole workout done, hour and a half, and it'd be noon. And I still have a whole half of the day to go. So I'm trying to get back to that. It's one of those things you have to force yourself into. Something becomes habitual, repetitive, and you just kind of fall into it. You keep doing it. So one of the things that really affected my sleep was drinking water in the middle of the night. So I know a lot of people have a bottle of water next to the bed or something, and every time they get up to go to the bathroom, they take a sip of water, which causes that whole system of, okay, well, now I have water in me, so in 2 hours I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom again. Especially the older you get, we got no good bladders. So I stopped doing that. And what I did, actually, I didn't even like warm water, so I needed cold water. So I used to get up walk to the bathroom. Then I'd walk to the kitchen, get some water, drink a couple, go back to bed. So now you're breaking up your sleep in a pattern where now you're almost kind of awake because you've already walked around the house. So yeah, that wasn't good. Plus the cold water wasn't good because now your body has to digest that. Just regular water, your body has to digest, which means your body's, again, that whole fasting thing, right? You're trying to give it rest from having to do any work. Well, now every few hours you're introducing more work for it to do. And when it's cold water, it's actually got to lower the temperature of that water to your body temperature before it does all its stuff. So now it's doing all this extra work. So by the time you walk around, take a drink, your body's doing its work. The next 5-10 minutes, you're not falling back to sleep comfortably. Yeah, and then you wake up 2-3 hours and do it again. So every 2-3 hours, it's just this system. And I could not get out of that because I was doing that for years, 2 decades probably. So one time I was so tired and lazy, and I was like, you know what, I'm not going to get a drink. And it worked fine. I didn't die. I wasn't so thirsty. None of the times was I really that thirsty that I needed these drinks. It was just habit. So yeah, then I just stopped doing it all throughout the night. And now I'm at a point where it's been probably 3 months, 4 months where I have not gone for that water drink in the middle of the night at all, which means my body gets to rest more. I do less walking and waking up in the middle of the night. Same thing with the bathroom. I'm not getting up 2-3 times in the night. I'm just getting up maybe once and that's it. And then I literally go right back to sleep. So some of these things we have to force change. And what I'm going to try and do starting this week, hopefully, if not, maybe next week. Let's put it off. Let's procrastinate. But probably next week, I'm going to do exactly just forcing myself to get up early, even though I don't, which is going to cause me to be tired at night. I'll get to sleep a little early, even if I move the target by 1 hour, go from 11 o'clock waking up to 10 to 9, and then eventually in a couple weeks I'll be at 8 o'clock again. And hopefully I'll get back on schedule because I woke up the last couple days and I was a little sluggish. I really didn't even want to go on this walk. So I didn't get out till like 11, and I think right now it's 12:30. So it's already 12:30. I'm not going to get back for another 20 minutes. Be 1 o'clock. By the time I shower, eat something. And usually I like to work out before I eat. So that would push me back to 2, 3, eat something, 4. If I try and squeeze in another walk, that's 5, 6. I got softball tonight, 7, 8. I mean, I'll almost not get anything productive done today besides working out, which is productive. That does not help pay the bills. So anyway, my big theme in this whole discussion is whatever you got to do to get rest and recovery, try and do, because that's more important, I think, than all the other things combined. And let me know in the discussion, in the comments, if there's any tricks that you guys have. Do you guys take that Calm? It's like a magnesium powder, and it's supposed to relax you a little more, and it became pretty popular over the last couple of years. Is there anything that you do? Do you just take tea, drink tea before you go to bed, or anything that really works that you kind of pushed off and said, nah, I'm not doing this. I've heard people do it, but I'm not doing it. And then you finally did it and said, wait a second, this actually works really well. Let me know. Love to have the discussion. Also, check out music listening for the day. The short video, it's in the description below, is Thal. He also goes by Bumblefoot. Played with Guns N' Roses, but he's way more than that. He's just this monster guitar player that early 80s, mid 80s, he was in all these magazines, and he was one of these new up and coming guitar players. There was a record, a CD that would come out every month by Shrapnel record guys, and it was called Truth in Shredding, and he was all over that. He was on like 2 or 3 of those, I think. And there were bootlegs of him back in the day. That's how we did it. All VHS bootlegs. All us guitar monkeys were we'd meet up with somebody and go, oh dude, he's got a VHS bootleg of Jason Becker. Wait, what? Yeah, no, I have 2 of those. No, but he has this other one where he's just sitting in the room with Marty Friedman, and they're just hanging out with an amp behind him, and I never saw that. And then Thal was, man, he's got this bootleg. Somebody had a guitar lesson, and they actually videotaped it, or beta taped it. And he's showing this classical piece that he's playing the guitar on his lap, and like a piano, and he's doing this chord melody of a classical piece. Just it's awesome. So check out that video. It's a fun little story. And anyway, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Comment, share these videos. All that stuff helps make this a fun adventure. I can't believe I'm into month 2, but talking to people in the comments is really making this inspiring to keep going. I'm hoping to get a year's worth of documenting and see a huge change. I've already seen a change in the month and a half, but especially from the 6 months, 7, 8 months that I've been doing it originally. Huge change. I mean, I lost 40-something pounds, and I am definitely, with the weight resistance training, things are starting to tighten up a little bit and change. So watching the first video I posted of this journaling a month ago, and then watching the newer ones, I definitely, things are working. So I'm very happy about that. Anyway, hope you guys are happy with your journey, and I will see you guys on the next one.